crowded room, the mood was right. There she was, swaying so beautifully. The girl in the birdcage, she's calling to me. Oh, she danced, my heart took flight, spinning in that cage all through the night. She stole my heart with her eyes so bright. That's when I knew that she would be my wife. Her rhythm caught me, pulled me near, a song of love I long to hear. Twirling in that gilded frame, she lit my soul, she spoke my name. Oh, she danced, my heart took flight, spinning in that cage all through the night. She stole my heart with her eyes so bright. That's when I knew that she would be my wife. Now every step, every sway leads me to our wedding day. From that cage she set me free, my forever, just her and me. Oh, she danced, my heart took flight, spinning in that cage all through the night. She stole my heart with her eyes so bright. That's when I knew that she would be my wife.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Aloha Friday, and happy Aloha Friday, everyone. We have made it to the end of the weekend. It is here. It is time to relax and chill. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in on the live stream or on the replay if you're watching this on a pre-record later on. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Let's say hi to the boss in the studio right now. Dee, how are you?
Kumba, I am the boss.
Stop playing around.
Happy Aloha Friday, Hinano, and also to the people watching and listening in. Hope everyone's gonna have a wonderful start to the weekend. And for some of you, like someone in the chat right now, it is already Saturday for them. So let's go. Yeah, I can't wait to speak to our special guest and also get our amazing guest co-host as well with us on the show. Yeah, this is gonna be really interesting because I've heard some about him and seen some of his work, but we finally get to talk with him and get to know his story. So yeah, I'm very excited and happy to be here. And how are you, Hinano? How are you today?
It is hot. It is super hot here, guys. Like we are like 100%, 150% humidity here. So I've got every window open in this house. We're cheap here. We don't pay for air conditioning. So
Yeah.
anyways, needless to say, yeah, it's hot. Other than that, I just came home from work. I'm ready to get into this interview. It's a lot. I can't wait to, dive into it and get to learn a little bit more about this artist. To be very honest, I didn't know too much about this artist until just recently from MetaBeast. And I think MetaBeast, as well as a few of the VV fam, went to one of his presentations. I want to say like a month or so ago. So I'm looking forward to this. And then also MetaBeast is joining us. And guys, I'm hoping we are streaming right now in decentraland. That's okay. We are just,
I just so.
I'm getting the thumbs up from the studio, guys. We are now in decentraland. It's the first of its kind. So True Media is now streaming in decentraland. Let's go, guys. I'm super stoked for that. Also, guys, before we get the guest in, really quick, we will be right back after this commercial break.
Yo, Paulie the Panda here. Subscribe to True Media Group, brah. Riding these waves like a damn boss before I wipe out with the fishes.
And that's pretty much it, guys. That is Paulie the Panda. He is one of our newest original content that we are producing here. You guys also saw some other content like Lost Tides and also The Rider. And I bet everyone thought I was just making little cool videos and trailers. They didn't really think I was going to actually make a show out of these. Well, guys, we are actually making shows. So I would tune into virtual radio on Tuesday as we discuss a little bit more about that. What do you say about that, Dee?
Ooh, some alpha, eh? Yeah. Tune in and you'll find out what this awesome creative producer.
The other way.
Oh, the other way.
Yes, nerd.
Oh, what awesome producer creator has in store and what he's been cooking. Yeah, so that's going to be another great show. But we are here today for Aloha Friday. So
yeah, let's get our guest in.
Yes, let's go.
We'll be right back, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Roustan as well as MetaBeast from Future Watch. Guys, how are you doing today?
Yo,
Roustan? How are you?
I was gonna kill some people today on this beautiful Friday the 13th, but the freaking opening music, I vibe so hard to that. I can't possibly do that now. And it's Saturday for some people. Damn, man, I should probably take this mask off, I guess, huh? Happy Friday the 13th.
Let's go, guys. Happy Friday the 13th. And, you know, I saw him dancing, guys, so he ain't lying. Let's go.
That was cool, man. Hinano, are you in? I know, Dee, you're in Hawaii, correct?
Yeah, we're both in Hawaii.
You're both in Hawaii. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're both married, so she's
rad.
literally down the hall from me.
No, but see, he
the
did it as
surfing was getting me with the surfing, you know, because I'm in SoCal, so.
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
So I used to live actually between Harbor and Fairview in Costa Mesa. So.
Oh, sweet. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's maybe not quite Hawaii gorgeous, but it's still gorgeous, right?
Well, last time I was there, it looked way different from back in 04. I was out there in like 04 to 06. And so I had good times. It was fun times in another life.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
that was pre-D.
That was pre-D, exactly.
Hello,
Yeah.
MetaBeast.
What's up, MetaBeast? Wait, you're
He is
muted.
infamously muted.
It's like, oh, shit.
You have to unmute, my friend. Can I unmute
Unplug
him?
it and plug it back in.
I can hit.
Yeah. Control Alt Delete. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go.
There you go.
It's not like he's a co-host for another show of ours. Not at all. Right?
I have a quick story about Control Alt Delete, if that's okay.
I would love.
Yeah.
This is how this place runs. Please, tangent away. Go.
1997, I was working in Best Buy, and I was a stock boy, just filling up the warehouse, and I had to print up the price cards for the products that were on the shelves. And for some reason, you print them only in the main office in the front of the building. That was the only place you print them, on this jacked up PC that was super slow. And so I'm in there printing it up, and it seemed like the computer crashed. Like it was like dead slow. So I hit Control Alt Delete. And like 30 seconds later, the head manager comes storming in the room, freaking out. What did you do? What did you do? And I said, what are you talking about? He's like, what did you do? And I said, the computer crashed. I hit Control Alt Delete. How did you know about that? You just wiped out all the registers in the whole store, all the sales that we did for the whole day, and it was the nighttime. And I was like, what? I was like, it just crashed, man. You hit Control Alt Delete to restart the computer when it crashes. But back then, like, nobody knew that. But I knew it because I was born and raised with computers. I started with a Commodore 64 in the 80s, you know. But,
Wow. Oh snap!
Oh man.
How did you? That's crazy. Back in the day, Control Alt Delete. Oh my god.
So I'm in IT. Well, I'm in communications, so we have an IT division for what we do here, and I live in Hawaii, so it's kind of like we are in 2025, but in reality, Hawaii is in like 2005 in terms of tech.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of
Wow.
a lot of the old mom and pops, which still around here, they use old tech and stuff like that. So I get frustrated because some of my clients are like 2.5 hours away. So like, you know, I get a call like, our entire business is down, which basically means like maybe their server is dead or something like that. Our business is down. We can't do anything. We can't access our files. I'm like, okay, can you check your server in the back, sir? And one thing I really want you to check for me is let me know if it got unplugged. Oh, it's not unplugged. I know it's not unplugged. I'm like, sure. You know what? FaceTime me. Let's go and check ourselves, right? No, it's not unplugged. It's not unplugged. Like, okay. So I drive 2.5 hours out there. First thing I always look, it's unplugged. And I'm like, you literally told me it wasn't unplugged. Oh, well, it's not my department. I'm like, I literally drove 2.5 hours out here to basically figure out what I knew was wrong because it was unplugged. And the only reason why I say that is usually you kind of like do process of elimination. Like they've never called, they've never had an issue. It's got to be something silly like power, right? So
mind you,
there's the whole running joke. Oh, sorry, D.
No. Just before you go, before he drives 2 hours, he like triple checks with them. Are you sure you need me to come out? Yeah. It's gonna cost this much money. Are you sure?
Well, cha-ching, right?
Cha-ching.
Yeah, I gave him out though. I said, let's FaceTime. Show me the server, okay, with your phone. Just go like this and let's double check. You know, it's not unplugged. Okay.
And that's the running joke anymore with IT is that's the first thing. Well, did you check that it's plugged in?
Yeah. And I bet and you know, like some of these like old switches, it's easy to just kind of like, you know, if it's on a shelf to bump it and it unplugs, right? You know what I mean? So that's essentially what happened. And that's my little story to kind of like relate with you. But let's get to the meat and potatoes today of you, my friend. I'm going to let D kind of take the reins here to ask a couple questions, and we're just going to get to know you a little bit better. And as well, if you want to ask us questions, please jump in. We love tangents. Please go on tangents if you feel like you have to.
Can you see it?
What is that,
MetaBeast? I see a white screen.
Right, hold up. Let me blow you up.
Is that Decentraland?
Oh my god.
No, it won't there. It won't because of the background.
The amazing art gallery. Go there.
I love that logo. MetaBeast, that logo gives me some Shining vibes. Serious
Which logo?
Shining. The amazing art gallery.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Get lost
He's
in
like,
the maze,
that's what I wanted. Yeah.
MetaBeast, was that your laptop? Was that your laptop you showed? Because you can share your screen and show us if you want.
It's a different one.
He's not connected.
You're running too? Okay, Matrix man. Let's
go. He's going Hawaii style. That's Hawaii style screen.
You also have dial-up as well?
I guess so, right? Yeah. Let me share my screen.
28 mode. You've got mail.
Let me go to the manual screen sharing, guys. Hold up.
I'm
hold my beer.
I think he was trying to show us that we're in Decentraland. Is
yes,
that correct?
I was.
Okay.
But because of my background here.
What's on your shirt, MetaBeast?
I wanted
such a cool shirt.
Gnomes? I see gnomes.
Of course. A new shirt my roommate bought me because my fucking gnome habit. Excuse my
No, that's awesome.
I need to watch that. Here we go.
Should I tell him about our coworker that looks like a gnome, D?
And he told a story of how he got his hair stuck and almost like took off his whole face.
He looks like a Travelocity gnome. Like he's got that long beard and he's got long hair like ZZ Top. So just like a short dude, like a midget, but ZZ Top. And so he's our cable guy, and he was drilling through a wall one day, and the thing got stuck in the drill and whap, knocked him out.
Yeah,
knocked him out.
The beard got stuck in the drill.
Yo, are you okay? What happened? Yeah, you see the drill just stuck in his.
The way I'm picturing that is just awful. Because like I'm picturing his whole body like spinning.
I didn't see it. I just saw him on the floor. Right. All I heard was
he's so short.
I heard shit, and next he's on the floor. So
are you guys able to see it now?
I'm getting canceled now.
Oh, right there.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Right there. Yeah.
Hey, let's.
Oh, I see myself. Yeah. Mom, I'm famous.
I love it. Look at that. You're matrixing out. Let's go.
You are in the metaverse.
All right, MetaBeast. Future Watch is going to be in Decentraland every Tuesday now.
Oh, nice.
Let's go.
Okay.
You know what I'd say?
You can say it.
Yeah.
Let's go fucking.
Yeah, that's another thing. Roustan, if you have a sailor's tongue, let it loose.
I do. I do.
Yeah, fucking do it. It's all good. Yeah,
it's the weekend. Well, just in general. Yeah, we don't stop anyone from speaking how they normally speak.
No, be yourself, please.
Yeah, be yourself. Anyway, so moving on. So I did hear about you mainly from MetaBeast. and I saw some things on the timeline, and then he showed us that he was at that meetup, and then there was like a little video of you painting on someone. But before we get into all that and what's all current and what you're doing now, I want to go kind of back to like how it all started for you. If you can give us like your story as much as you're comfortable with sharing on how
Well,
your
I think my mom and dad definitely hooked up on New Year's because I was born on September 5th. So that's where it all started.
The story, the beginning.
But yeah, I'm a body painter. I paint on people and then I photograph them. And then I've been doing this for 20 years.
Wow.
And in 2021, well, in 2014, I got wind of Bitcoin. And I really bought into it. Like I was like, whoa, this stuff is serious. Like this is the next big thing. That's what I really legitimately was thinking back then. But you couldn't do much with it. And it was really complicated. We talk about how complicated it is now, but it was like way more complicated back then. And I created my own cold wallet with a little SpongeBob flash drive. And I used all my Bitcoin and I was playing poker online with it. And I just got... One day I was telling my dad about it. He's a really intelligent dude. And I was like, have you heard of Bitcoin? I think this is going to be like the next big thing, honestly. And he was just like, no, there's no chance. No chance that that'll ever get anywhere. It's just not possible. So I kind of like got over it and let it go. I listened to him. And then in 2018, he was like, hey, Paul, have you heard of Bitcoin? Are you serious? So that was my intro to crypto. And then in 2021, I was I'm on YouTube, so I have a channel on YouTube. It's a pretty successful channel. It basically pays all my bills through Patreon with my body paint work.
Yeah.
And so I was watching YouTube because part of working on YouTube is learning what other people are doing. And I was just going through my feed, and there was this thumbnail that said crypto and art. And so I was instantly like, oh, you know,
yeah.
I was like, damn, this didn't exist in 2014. But now I could potentially do something with my art on crypto. I watched that video and I understood it completely. And I never looked back. I minted an NFT maybe a week later, minted a collection of like, I think 7 to 9 NFTs. And I never looked back. And I dove in to the Web3 world. And over the course of that first month, actually, I was introduced to Decentraland through a collector of my work, and I reluctantly tried to join it. I was kind of in yes mode, like, you know, like a good way to succeed is to be open to almost anything. And so even though I didn't want to do it, they were inviting me to show my work in Decentraland Gallery. And so I was just like, okay, yes, whatever. And they offered to like, just send us the NFTs you want to display and we'll do everything and we'll have an opening in 2 weeks. And so I did that. I gave them everything. They gave me a tour. They held my hand, introduced me to all these amazing people there. Some people that are now considered OG legends. I'll name drop Cat5, Izu, Cromulon, it just goes on and on. But the day came for the opening. I pop in, and there's my work, and I realized I was blown away. Like my work was an animated video, the NFT, but it was virtually giant. Like if it was real life, it would be like a 20-foot screen, you know, and it had neon framing it. So I was like, damn, man, if I had a gallery show like this in real life, that would cost some serious money, like to invest into it, you know? I was like, that's cool. I like how this looks. This is really cool. And then, you know, there was like 30 people there. And the guy who invited me was DMing me privately, like, hey, there's a collector here, talk to him. He's got some questions. So the guy started asking me questions openly. And then I realized that everyone in the gallery was seeing my answers. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That solves a major problem in the real life gallery scene. And that is when I have a solo show, everybody wants to talk to me. And you only have 3 hours for the show. And so you're answering the same question over and over again all night long, and they're taking up all your time basically. Sometimes there's people waiting that you can tell that want to buy work, but this one person is like telling you about like how he washed his car that day, you know, and like you're trying to like inch over to the buyer, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized in that moment in Decentraland, whoa, I just have to answer this question once and everybody sees the answer. Like that is so freaking convenient. It's insane.
Yeah.
And then I see the DJ on the wall, and it was just like a sledgehammer to the head on just like, wow, the potential. Like I saw the potential immediately, and I spent probably 3 months after that just building a community of collectors. I was collecting collectors, is what I like to say, buying my artwork, and I had enough bank basically in ETH to buy my own parcel in Decentraland in October. I bought it October 7th. I think it was October 7th, 2021. The days might be a little off, but literally a week later was my first opening show, and that was the day that Facebook announced Meta, the name change to Meta. And right in that moment, my investment 10x'd, and I could have sold my parcel for 10 times what I paid.
Wow.
And I was like, man, I'm not selling this. I'm not selling it. Like I believed more in the metaverse than that financial money that I could make, you know? And so I didn't sell it, and I had my opening, and that week I had popes. I always say pope, not poap. I believe in pope, not poap. I don't care what the poap is.
Sounds better.
I don't clean my body with soap, you know?
Good point.
Yeah.
It's Target, not Target. It's pope, not poap.
If you ask my daughter, it's Target.
Target.
Exactly. The Pope people are children. Just kidding. That's not nice. Anyways, so I had popes available on the opening thing, and I had to like keep asking for more for the opening. I think I started with like 100, and then within like an hour, over 500 were collected. And I'm watching all these people come through on day one. And that was where I maxed out with popes. But I also had analytics on the scene, and I had 1,800 people come through my build in that first week. And I was remembering my previous solo show, which was in 2019. I had RSVP of over 500 people. And I was like, damn, man, this first show in the metaverse, which is so much more convenient than setting up a real live show, brought in more people than my gallery show in real life did, you know? And I was like, this is the way. This is the way. And so I never stopped. And so that was 2021. And it's been a wild adventure since. And I've not only have I learned how to create wearables, learned how to use Blender, learned how to build and slightly code in Decentraland and elsewhere, but I developed so many countless priceless relationships that I know will last decades. And I've made that 10x money back and then some, you know, and was able to learn about other platforms that I would have never discovered, like HyperFi, had I not been involved with Decentraland first. So that is my Web3 experience. And now when I go outside and I see all the normies standing there like zombies on their phones, just swiping away, like, you know, at a freaking red light, you know, I'm like, these cats don't even know what's coming, you know? Yeah. They don't realize how obsolete that is and what's coming. Yeah. But yeah.
No, that's really cool. And yeah, like for me, thankfully, having MetaBeast come on the show, on our other show on Tuesday, he's actually expanded like our minds and horizons of the different metaverses out there. Because I've heard of Decentraland, but I've never like gone into it just to check it out until I met MetaBeast. And then like this other place called the Sufferverse. What do you call it? The
Second Life.
Substrata. Second Life. Just, like,
that's
so many out
definitely
there.
one of MetaBeast's biggest advantages is his willingness to explore everything. everything, everything, everything. Most people don't do that. They like join one platform, they become comfortable with it, and they become complacent. And I
Yeah.
feel like like I noticed that with NFTs and Web3, right? Like people collected NFTs and PFPs and then whatever little digital assets that may come with it, and they were just like they got used to that. But remember, and I don't know, you guys were probably around in 21. Yeah, you were, right? Like like I used to say, the people that got into NFTs are the sperm that won. You know, like, so,
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
but at
They made
some
it to the
point,
finish line.
like, and how many of those people went out and said, "Have you guys heard of NFTs? You got to do this," and everybody looked at them like they were crazy, and nobody joined, nobody tried it, you know. But then at some point, most of those people became complacent and didn't explore it. And still to this day, we have like so many people that have yet to really explore the metaverse. And to me, NFTs are just like one small part of the totem pole. The metaverse is a bigger picture, mixed reality, XR, AR, VR. That's like where we're headed. You know, I think XR especially, the Meta Ray Bans, what they're going to become are going to be so powerful.
Oh yeah.
But it's important to keep exploring the way that MetaBeast does. Very important. And while we get comfortable and complacent, and I'm thankful that we have someone like MetaBeast around to like do that job for the rest of us, you know, if we get sloppy.
Well, I would probably call you a polymetaversalist yourself.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But you're definitely more. You're definitely more. You're one of the few people that can talk to me about some platform that I haven't heard of yet, you know. Because I've explored a lot, but
I have yet for someone to name one that I haven't.
Yeah, I believe that. Definitely.
Yeah. When
Oh
you
wait,
said
wait,
that,
wait!
like, I believe this.
Evolved kind of got me with the base thing, whatever's going on. Do you know what the jump?
Oh, base jump.
Oh, base jump.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
What
They're
the heck are
broadside.
Have you
those?
heard of that
Broadside.
one, Roustan?
I haven't heard of it. No.
Oh,
See,
okay.
this is what I'm talking about. Like, we have base, and I love base. I think base is awesome, but it's like, as soon as you hear about like, oh, there's a metaverse platform on base, you're like, oh my god, another one. All right, maybe I'll get to that eventually, you know. But it's really what you should be doing is like, let me go look at that right now. You know, let's see what this is all about. It's hard, easier said than done, right? But MetaBeast is eccentric enough to handle that.
Yeah, and it's so cool that he's able to bring it to us, because yeah, we could put it on our list. Oh yeah, I think I'll go check this place out next week, and 99% of the time we're not gonna do that. We're just saying it to make ourselves feel better. So yeah, with MetaBeast doing that, it's really cool to like take us on these journeys.
I remember, I think, I can't remember if it was 22. I think it was 23. I was interviewed by Polygonal Mind in Decentraland, and if you're not familiar with those guys, they're like some of the best creators, developers, creators in Decentraland and other metaverses. They got really famous on VR chat with crypto avatars, which are a CCO avatar thing. They got really popular with that, but they're pretty big. They were pretty big in Decentraland. And they would do tours of Decentraland, these like vlog tours. And so they interviewed me, and I was talking my whole spiel about how much I love Decentraland. And Toxam, who's the CEO of that company, it's no longer around, but he's the man. And he asked me, "Have you heard of HyperFi?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." And he's like, "You should check out HyperFi." And I was like, "Okay." And I did what you did. I was like, "Okay, I'll do that." And I probably, you know, it was like put off for like a month or two, you know, like I didn't get to it, and I should have immediately, you know. And then I heard it mentioned again by two other people that I respect a lot, Lastrom and this other guy Morph, who's just like a total absolute genius, degen. And so when they mentioned it, I was like, all right, I went to the floor, and there was one for super cheap. You have to buy an NFT, right? For version 1 HyperFi, you buy an NFT, and then you can build in this virtual world on the NFT. And there was one for super cheap on the floor, so I stole that as fast as I could, and I jumped in, and I just started messing around. And within 15 minutes, I was just like, oh my god, this is from the future. Like, someone traveled through time and put this here in our hands because like everything that we wanted in Decentraland was already existing in Hyperfi, and it's so easy to build, just like insanely amazing. I was hanging out with one of my friends, Endo, in Hyperfi day one, and I set up water, and it was like the most beautiful water I had seen to that point. And I set up a couple islands, and I was thinking, you know what would be cool if I put a yacht here and we could just chill on the yacht. It was just kind of like nonchalant joking, you know. But then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try that. So I went to CG Trader, and I downloaded a yacht, and I instantly put it in there and positioned it, and my friend Endo was watching me position it in this world in real time, which never happened anywhere else before. And then we were on the yacht within 3 minutes of me saying I should add a yacht here, and I was like, this is nuts. So I always remember that when somebody tells me to do something. But it's kind of hard, like for me now, it's like when I hear like, yeah, you should check out Baseland or whatever it's called, right? I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's not Hyperfi. Hyperfi is the shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never been. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, we're going.
Yeah. No, I've never been to Hyperfi. So kind of give me an example, because I want to kind of first off and say, yeah, we're lucky to have MetaBeast. I want to say D and I never really started turning more into the Web3 side of things in this space until I want to say last year, when right around the time I think we interviewed Dave for the first time, we were kind of like foraying out of the digital collectibles space. We came from VV, so we only stayed in that bubble, whereas like VV, Cryptoys, McFarlane, we never ventured out into Web3. And so we decided to like cancel one of our shows and venture out into Web3. And so luckily, you know, people like Dave, MetaBeast, Bildo were able to meet all these people out here in Web3 network. And that is the most valuable thing for me out here, is to meet all these people, network these people. You said it yourself. You've met people now that you consider friends.
Oh yeah.
That'll be friends forever. And some of them you may not have even met in like physically, right?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing is when you do meet them physically, they're exactly who they are.
Yes.
Online, you know, and there's no BS. I mean, I guess you probably don't meet the BS ones, you know.
Oh, you meet them.
Probably won't allow.
You meet them. I'm met. Yeah, you meet them.
You met them.
Hey, you know, you don't judge, right? So
Yeah. You
No,
at least
but,
give everyone a chance first, right?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
So I've never had a bad experience meeting anybody. I used to be really involved in Google Plus back in 2011, and that was the last time I was in yes mode, trying everything. And like within a few months of joining that platform as an early adopter, I was invited to the Google headquarters, and I got to hang out with the vice president of Google, you know, and it was crazy.
Oh.
And I know that the friends that I make in Web3 will be long lasting, because the friends I made in Google Plus, like I could reach out to any one of them. Back in 2011 is when I met them. I haven't talked to most of them in like 10 years. I could reach out to any of them, and I know they'll be like responsive, and it'd be like we just saw each other yesterday, you know. And I know the vibe I had with that is the same vibe with Web3, and so these are long lasting familial relationships. It's pretty amazing.
So he has a far reach for people as well. We were in a space one day, and somebody comes up and starts, do you remember this? Starts talking to you. They're from across the pond.
Yeah.
You want to tell that one?
That's a
cool story.
Yeah, so we're in some random Web3. Was it your space? It was your space, right?
It could very well have been, yeah. I think maybe I had you on as my guest.
Maybe, yeah. So it was a Web3 space talking all about what we're talking about now. And and it was just a guy I hadn't seen since 2009. He and his wife flew to my home to get her painted, to get her body painted. And then they flew from England. They came from England, and I was living on the East Coast of the U.S. back then. And then he went and took her to New York City afterwards, and he proposed to her. They got engaged and married. So they weren't married when I painted her, but they got engaged on that trip, and I hadn't seen them since 2005. And he joined MetaBeast space because he saw my name pop up. Roustan is speaking, you know, and then he came and he logged up and said hello, and he said, "I don't know if you remember me, but I was like, oh my god, dude,
Wow.
it's crazy, crazy."
Yeah, that's incredible. What an awesome story. I like I've met so many people like in this Web3 online space since we've joined in we came on in 2021. And yeah, there's just so much people that you get to meet. And it's always, I'm like a people kind of person, so I really like to talk to people, get to engage with them, and just kind of find out like more about their backstory, where they're from, stuff that they like, and just becoming friends. And last year, we got to go to Vegas for DesignerCon, and we met some of the people that we've just been talking to online. And yeah, like most of them were just like me logging on the computer and seeing them and talking with them was exactly how they are in real life when I met them. I'm like, that's so awesome, because like there's no bullshit. Like you're not just putting on this persona online, and then when I meet you in real life you're like, you're an asshole, because that's not cool. I'm not gonna be friends with you. But yeah, it's just like meeting people in real life after talking with them is such a different feeling. And yeah, I'm hoping to go again this year to
Yeah,
meet
totally.
up with them again.
I'm jealous. DesignerCon used to be in Los Angeles, and they moved it to
Yeah.
Vegas. So I've been to, I think, I've been to 3 of them, I think. Yeah, 3 of them. I actually showed work at one back in like 2015, I think.
Mm.
And then I went to like the last 2 in LA. And that's a great show. It's a great show. But the last 2 that I went to, I wonder what you saw, but I went in 2023, no, 2022 and 2023.
We were there in
I'm in
22.
2022.
Oh, nice.
That was
Yeah,
our very
so
first time,
you probably saw like the Clonex little artifact set up, and like in the back there was like the NFT section. They had like Bored Ape. There was like a chain link fence with them people tattooing in there.
Yeah.
There was just this little NFT section, and I was
Mhm.
like, yeah, boy, here we go. And then I walk around the whole convention, and I'm like, some of these artists, like magnificent artists, and like, but do you have an NFT? Like, I don't want to buy a print, honestly. I just want the digital asset. I don't have enough space on my wall to hang prints. And some of them, they were saying regurgitating what the media was putting out there. Like, oh, is it still alive? I thought it was dead. Like, does it even work? I thought it was a scam. And I was like, no, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you right now, if you had an NFT, I'd probably buy it right now. But you don't. So see you later.
Yeah, like maybe that'll give them incentive to like, just like kind of try it out for the next time that they have
Maybe
another
Or like a
designer
digital,
or an
like
event.
a RWA or a digital type of aspect
Oh,
to the art.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
totally. Why not, right? Why not? But
Yeah.
what was the presence like in Vegas? Is it died down? It definitely was starting to die out because people stopped believing, in 2023. So I don't know if it's gone or back or what.
So we went the opening night. We didn't go in 2023, so I don't know what the crowd looked like back then. But I remember 2022 was pretty packed, and this was the first year in Vegas. So I mean, it was still packed, but not as big as it was in Anaheim. So maybe this year will be a little bit different. I'm not sure, but
Oh,
we had a really good time. And kind of to reiterate what you're talking about, connecting with people. It's what Dee said. People as advertised.
yeah.
What you see on camera is what you get. And when she means like we met these people, like we've been talking with these guys for 2 years, and then we finally got to meet them face to face. And there was one individual that I've been talking to for a very long time. He's one of my longest friends in this space. He lives in the UK.
Wow.
But anyways, I met him 2.5 years ago, just through a DM. He DM'd me, and so we ended up starting like a collectors group together. I'm vice president of part of this group. We've done lives and TV shows and spaces together. And finally, back in November, I finally met the guy, and he's exactly who he is on camera.
Yeah.
Exactly who he is. For me, I like, okay, these are exactly the people that I've met, and I feel like they'll be in my life forever. So
Hell yeah. Yeah,
yeah, it's
totally.
good
And
stuff.
you guys went there for Vivi, right?
We went there for Vivi in 2022, but 2024 we went there for us.
Yeah.
We really just went there for us.
Because Vivi has a huge presence, at least the years that I went. They were big. The people were lined up before it opened, just for VV. And I hadn't entirely heard of VV until then. And do you guys know Stony Eye? You know Stony Eye.
Stony Eye. I don't think
DJ.
no.
You should know him. You should meet him.
Maybe.
One of the kindest souls. Him and his wife, his whole family, just kind, beautiful people. Talented son of a bitch. Plays the guitar like nobody's business, and one of the best DJs in Decentraland. He's big on VV. He's been a VV guy for probably since 2021 or whenever it started. And so like I met him the first time. I don't know. I met him before that, but I met him at Designer Con again, and he just like put me onto VV. He's responsible for me using VV. That's for sure.
Oh, nice. Well, it shows we're both following each other. So
you know who that is.
I don't interact. I probably haven't interacted with them, but because there's like mutual followers.
Oh, I highly recommend you have him on your show. He's a great dude.
Too.
He's got some history.
Which actually, that's when I first met Roustan, and I was so nervous that night. We met.
Right, that was the night that he performed.
Yes, with the front. They came from across the sea. Pan and.
Oh right. Oh yes, at the coffee shop. Yeah, Pan and Buffalo. Buffalo,
yes.
Yeah.
But I arrived and I don't know. Somebody asked me something, or I spoke, and I hear this. Oh, I know that voice. That was Roustan. And all my fears went away right then.
Well,
it was a great night. It was a lot of
You
fun.
Nervous? I don't believe it.
I was nervous. I almost didn't go. I got a hotel room. I got to my hotel room, chilled. I'm like, do I want to? Yes, you want to go, but do I really? Yes, fucking just do it. So I did it, and I'm so glad I did.
Yeah, totally. I have experience. Like before I did body painting, before I did Web3, back in '99 to like 2004, I was a web cartoonist. And that was the similar thing where we had this just huge community of cartoonists, and we would meet up in San Diego Comic-Con, and I would go as this poor, starving 19-year-old artist and split a room with 14 other people that I'd never met. We were all poor. 14 people going in on one hotel room with 2 beds.
Oh, wow.
And so it would be so cheap,
nice.
And so after that, there's like no fear,
The bathroom must be a nightmare.
Oh my god!
Yeah, the line.
There's always the lobby bathroom. That's the saving grace.
True. That's very true.
Yeah.
So you see like 10 people brushing their teeth.
Yeah.
On Futureverse, we've been talking about AI some.
A lot
lately. A lot, yes. So something I think people would love to hear about too is one of the greatest things you ever did for somebody. I think you know.
I don't know.
Okay. I don't even know of it. I have a hard time even spitting this out. What you did for the family of the person who passed.
Of Julia. Yeah.
Julia,
there was no AI on that at all.
But okay,
Yeah.
Either way, I know you do stuff with that, but that's
that's a crazy story. That's a crazy story, and I don't know how. I mean, it goes like deeper than what I present because, like, there's a little aspect of paranormal to it, But basically, in 2018, I was reached out to by this company in Santa Monica, California called Digital Nation Entertainment. And what they do is they scan people in motion and they capture them in full 3D in motion. So it's not just like a 3D scan, a static 3D scan that you can print out. It's a static 3D scan of like thousands of frames put together, and then you can bring it back to life, So they're like, this is a patented technology. You're not allowed to talk about it. We're waiting on the patent. 2018, this didn't entirely exist yet. and they're like, we would really like to test doing a body painting with this. Would you like to do that? I'm like, hell fucking yeah. Like, I'm all about testing new technology, you know, and I want to be the first body painter to do this. So hell yeah, I'm doing this. So I reached out to one of my new favorite models at the time, see if she'd be interested in doing it, and she was, and she came out. Long story short, we did it. Great experience. Fast forward 1 year later, she passed away from a fentanyl overdose, and that was super sad. And so I made a in memorial body painting of her. I painted her portrait and some concepts on another person's back, and I created a memorial video to her. And her name is Julia Nicoletti, who you see on the screen here. And I put that out on YouTube. It was just my way of, coming to terms with that. And 4 months after that, her mom DMs me. I'd never met her mom, and her mom stumbled on the video, and she was really grateful for the video and thanked me. And we ended up talking on the phone and spoke for over an hour, just stories, I was sharing my stories of Julia with her, and she was telling me all about her. And in the back of my mind, I knew that this 3D footage existed, but I didn't have access to it. The company didn't pay me to do the body painting, and they said they would let me use the footage if it came out perfect. And when they said that, I knew that I was never going to be able to use it, because there's like no way in hell it would be perfect, you know? And a couple times I tried to reach out to them to put it in a gallery before she passed away, and they just stopped responding to me. And so as I'm talking to Mom, I know that this exists, and I'm like, do I even tell her if I can't get it? You know, maybe I should just keep this to myself. And we got off the phone, and it was nagging at me for days. And I was like, let me just reach out to this company one last time and see what I could do. And I filled them in the situation. Long story short, they let me use it. And I contacted her mom and said, hey, so I have this thing. And I explained it all to her. I could bring Julia back for you to experience her in 3 dimensions in motion. And they want her, and her husband, her father, Julia's father, wanted it. So they let me do it, and I did it, and I brought it into Decentraland, and also using Play Canvas. I'm also trying to bring that now into Hyperfy to be more simple, so that you can use it with your phone. You can throw on a VR headset and meet her in virtual reality. And, it took a while to set this up. It's just a total absolute passion project. And like the amount of work involved with it, like everything just fell into place. When I say paranormal, it was weird, because like her mom was saying, I have this vision that I'm supposed to put her art into a gallery and sell it to raise money to pay for fentanyl overdose, like, the fentanyl situation, awareness. And I was like, we started talking about like, well, we can do like, could do a gallery show, but like, I'd have to fly you out here. Like, ultimately, we're not going to have any money, if we sold anything. Like, it wouldn't be worth it for you guys. And that was right around when I was learning about the metaverse. And little by little over time, these opportunities started to present themselves with NFTs in the metaverse. And, she would tell me these crazy stories. Like, there's this one story. So she was contacting a medium to communicate with her daughter. This is the part that maybe not everybody would believe. And I'm super skeptic when it comes to things, right? And she told me that she had seen this medium and was communicating with Julia, and the medium, I came up in the conversation, she said, and I recorded it so you can listen to it yourself. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So I hit play on it on my own time, and I was like, okay. Like, I'm not necessarily believing everything I'm hearing, but you could hear the voices of everybody, the father and the mother, and the medium asks like, oh, Julia's really excited right now. Did she make art? She sold art? Is she an artist? She's an artist. Yeah, she's an artist. Did she sell a piece recently? Like, I don't know. She didn't show work like I did, you know? And I'm listening to this. I was like, huh. I had printed a piece that I painted on her for a show. I can't remember the exact date offhand, but let's say like August 9th, 2021 or something. And I was like, maybe he's talking about that, you know? Maybe she's excited that I sold that piece the day it opened. And maybe she's excited about that. So as soon as I finished hearing that, I texted the mom and said, can you tell me what date this was recorded? And I was like, if it was before, that's interesting, right? Or if it was before the date that I sold the piece, then it doesn't mean anything as far as I'm concerned. If it was sold after, or if it was recorded after the date that I sold it, that's kind of interesting, right? And like, so I'm like, what? Can you tell me what day this was recorded? And within 20 seconds, she put August 9th, 2021. The day that I sold it was when she was excited about selling a piece of art. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like it literally could have been that moment I sold it is when she was in this call. Could have been. Anyways, that's like when I read that text, I was speechless. All the hair raised up off my body, you know, and I was like, whether you believe it or not, and I was super skeptical, you know. And then there was just like ultimately the workload to do this was so much. Like the mom definitely didn't want to do a whole production in a real life gallery, and I also didn't want to do that, but we both felt like we had to, like it was our responsibility to do that. And just the way that things started unfolding, it was like supposed to happen, you know? And the fact that the company responded to me and let me do it. And I'm like, if there's any person in the world that could set this up, I'm the guy, you know? And so I did it all by myself. And then the day that it was live, I invited her parents to Decentraland and I walked them through the experience. And, you know, you can hear the emotion in their voices. It was absolutely magnificent. And, you know, it presents potential for what the metaverse can offer, you know. If you have a terminal illness, you can capture yourself for your children so they can speak to you later. You know, if you have a child that's going to war, you can capture him before he leaves, or, you know, whatever the story is. Like, there's a certain permanence, preservation of that life, you know, and there is a magic to this recording of Julia that is undeniable, and it's crazy. It's crazy, you know.
Wow.
Thank you for bringing that up, MetaBeast.
Yeah, I got chicken skin when you were telling the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were getting chills. I got chills, and I just think it's amazing, beautiful.
Yeah.
So
and I wanna really hone on what you just said just like a minute ago about you can be somewhat everlasting in some type of digitized form, whether it be art form, but even more so now with the tech evolving so much to where, and I'm just talking not from the AI side of this now, where we've in fact MetaBeast can attest to this. We've talked to other projects where they're creating agents where you can put them in these constructs to where they are now going to be copies of you. And when I asked the guy, could I clone myself? Yes. And he also explained there are people already doing that to where, you know, say you're not here anymore and your daughter or your kids, they need something from you that maybe, you know, maybe a pep talk, or maybe they need advice from mom or dad that's not here anymore. That's all possible now.
Yeah.
And it's scary, and it's also very beautiful, because that's something I really want for my kids.
Totally.
I want my kids to have a copy of me. That is a goal for me to do that. In fact, I haven't bought one of them Think Ages for that very purpose. So
definitely. I mean, I've done it already. I've made one. It's not live now because I don't like paying for the AI, like the ELIZA coding that you need and stuff. But I was using it from a perspective of like implanting myself into a scene to answer questions about my artwork, for example, right? And it's funny because like I don't want to make it me. I want to make it like a cool character that like represents something. But now you can like literally scan yourself with a phone, create a VRM of it, and add an agent to it and put it out there. Like that didn't exist when I made Julia, you know. And it's just gonna get even easier than that. It's literally gonna be like take 3 pictures of yourself, place them here, done. Type in all the personality, all the information, copy paste any bit of information, and it's basically you. And oh my god, have you seen Google Beam, or have you tested out the Apple Vision headset? Like, if I highly recommend anyone who hasn't tried Apple Vision yet to go to an Apple store and make an appointment for 30 minutes, and they give you the headset, and they give you this tour of it, and it's amazing. Like you can take a picture with an iPhone now, and it automatically turns it into a 3D memory. And so when you look at it with a dual eye headset, or in the future glasses, or maybe contact lenses, or who knows what, right? It's like you're there when you're looking at the photo. It's crazy.
Like an immersive canvas right around you.
Right, and they're using AI to help fill in the blanks. So like these things that I'm talking about now are going to be obsolete faster than we know it. You know?
Yeah.
And like it's already here. It's crazy.
Yeah, and so when I was mentioning about the cloning, this specific, or the agentic web as they like to call it, these think agents, they're your own. So they're off of centralization. You can either have it localized here, or you can use a centralized plugin or something in the web. So when I say I really want to clone myself, I want to clone myself and have the family own that agent in, to take it wherever they want to go and not have to have any centralization in between them. So
yeah, it's going to be wild. We're going to see some amazing stuff. I remember in 2021 in Google Plus, I was telling everybody back then, I was like, you guys, you got to try out these Google Hangouts and live streams and stuff. Like, I promise you, like I did the first body paint live stream in 2011, and I was like, watch, in 5 years, people are going to be live streaming everything. The craziest shit, the dumbest shit. You're going to have the people committing suicide. You're going to have people like getting naked in the back. Like, it's going to be crazy. And here we are now. Like, it happens. Like, it's so common now. And now it's like, we're going to see what you're saying, That's going to be so common in 5 to 10 years. It's
an immersive digitized construct. That is our live streaming now, is something like that. So, and that's what I want. I want to go into the metaverse. I want to do this in the metaverse, right? Or as MetaBeast likes to say, the metaverse is basically the internet, right? And we have all these little
spatial internet. Spatial internet is the term that seems to be what is becoming adopted. Spatial internet.
Spatial internet.
Another person who he has had a big impact on. Sorry.
You're good, man.
I don't know if I can do it.
We got him. Him.
Oh, he's in the field.
They came across this place in Decentraland called Metaverse, and rating up onto them, you could pay them, send them some pictures of your pet, your dog, and they would create a 3D file of it. It was too heavy, too big to go into Decentraland or really do anything with, but they had it. And Roustan made it so it could go into Decentraland and animation.
Yeah, that was my honor. He sent me the file. Man. I optimized the file and I added animation to it. I don't know if he asked me to add animation, but I was like, let's add some animation to this, make it more lifelike. And I think, and we put it in Hyperfy, and he put it in Decentraland, and I was honored to do that. Like these are the things. Like when I say, like, I could have sold my parcel in Decentraland in October 16th, 2021 for 10 times what I paid for it. Or I could have kept it, learned how to do this shit that is making MetaBeast cry right now, you know, which is priceless. That's
Yes.
priceless. Learn how to do a thing to bring Julia to life. You know, learn how to do so much, way more valuable than 10x parcel, you know. And I'm so glad I made that right choice. And you know, and now like people like One Existence, MetaBeast are learning how to do that on their own without me. It's
He
great.
won't complain. He will just go figure out his way of doing it to get it done.
Can I say something with that? Because that is beautiful right there. And what I loved about what you said is I had a similar journey in this space. And the journey in this space as I could have sold all of my NFTs and left and probably made money, and I held it. Holding it, you know, obviously a lot of it went to zero. But I was able to meet all these cool people. I was able to educate myself. And now I feel like we're all in the forefront for this Web3 space, which is going to blow up. You said it yourself. We're like the sperm that got here first.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. And I love that because now for one, I shouldn't be up here. I'm a mid-40s man on a live stream. You literally said it yourself. People are live streaming now, right? I should not be here. I'm here. And I literally came here because of the money value. I'm here now because I really love the space, the tech, what we're doing, AI. And so now, at one time, this place was a podcast, just me and my wife. Now we're a media group. And part of a media group is you create content. And what I've always wanted to do, because my biggest problem is I have so much going on in my head, I have to let it out. Like I'm a creative and imaginative, all you want. I start drawing on paper just to kind of like, you know what I mean, right? Where like just
knock on, brother. Like, no, you got to let that shit out.
So now with AI, I am able to create movies out of my mind.
Nice.
And,
yes.
And so we've created movies here. You saw one of my constructs, that little panda, right?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. But I've also come up with I'm a big fan of submarines. So I created a submarine movie. And you know how in submarine movies, women are never, ever in a position of power. So in this story, women are in power. They're the commanders of this entire ship. And it's a beautiful thing because everyone thought I was just making trailers. I made a movie.
That's right. Because
with Google Veo, right, you can direct and have voice and all that. And if you're really good at prompting, you can create scenes. And I made a movie about an alien biker. And so I'm making all these cool things, and it's just coming out of my head concurrently while I was producing this and creating these stories. I made sure that my AI was able to format these stories so I can create comic books with these. So every chapter is 4 frames in a comic book that she's already created for me, and all I really got to do is get the art to fill in the blanks.
That's rad, man. I wish everybody could figure that out. There's like a Web 2 thing. Like people keep trying to bring their knowledge of marketing and Web 2 into Web 3. And I believe abandon all that shit. Let it all go. Now is your chance to really be who you wanted to be as a kid.
Yes.
Right? Put that creativity that you were denied out there. Any way you want. Just have fun. Just have a good time. And I promise you, if your heart and soul and authenticity is in it, you will profit from it. But just let that be a bonus. Like, don't even sweat the money. And I've tried to tell that to people so many times over the years, and they resist it. They don't hear me, and I hear them struggling, and it's like, dude, just have fun. That's all you got to do is just have fun.
And be open to learning. I mean, in reality, all the information is out there. TLDR, I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest. TLDR, you can learn anything. You can do anything. And all it really takes is just maybe an extra 5 more minutes of reading.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Oh, my God. AI is so much fun. It's funny that people are so afraid of it. And it's like,
yeah,
dude,
they think
just
it's a fad.
Have fun, man.
I think it's going to take over.
Oh, my God. Like, it's so great. I have this, like, feeling... I don't know if it's possible, but it's starting to really feel like, what if the future is a world where we're just supposed to constantly be entertained all the time? Now there's robots doing all the jobs for us, and we're just supposed to consume and entertain, like WALL-E, right? Everybody's floating around on spacecrafts, fat and obese, being served by robots and entertainment and screens and stuff. Everyone's sweating, like, losing jobs, but, like, is it possible it could be a world where we don't need jobs anymore. The robots are now doing our jobs, you know. And if you want to work, you still can work somewhere doing something. But for the most part, life is just going to be easier. Because life was like way harder centuries ago, you know, way
just
harder.
last year. Just last year. You
And
know?
it's getting easier. And like, it's pretty good. Like for me, it's pretty good. I mean, shit's crazy right now in the world, right? As of today, especially.
Yeah.
But I don't know. As an artist, oh man, this is the best time I've ever had as an artist. It's like the
Yeah,
great
and I can
moment for
agree with
artists
you
to thrive.
because I'm not a like an actual artist, but in a way, like I feel like my video production is my art. You know,
No, you're an
my
artist. You're an artist, dude. Don't say that.
okay.
You're for sure an artist. Are you a good artist? That's a different story. But you're an artist.
Would you like to see my art? Would you like to see
Oh
one of my
yeah,
art?
for sure.
I'm
I mean,
gonna
the panda
play.
was rad, dude.
So either I can show you my alien rider bike movie, or I can show you the movie I just made today about the submarine.
Let's see the submarine. I was
Okay.
watching the documentary on the Titan yesterday.
Oh yes, I saw the Discovery one. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we
definitely
saw
not
that.
the Titan, but so let me give you some backstory. So essentially, I created a story about the human race went through a war, and so there's the land dwellers that they're called the Terran Vanguard, and then there's the sea dwellers. They're called the Abyssal Dominion, and so they're in a constant fight. But the land dwellers, they're running out of resources because the land's deteriorated from war. And so the one ship from the land dwellers called the Corsair, it's their flagship because it's the only nuclear submarine left in the entire world. They're off to find the lost fabled city of Atlantis because they feel that that is the one place that can seek refuge. And so in this clip, I wrote a 10 chapter story. You're seeing chapter 11. You're seeing basically what happens when they actually discover Atlantis.
Ooh,
And
yay.
so how I'm conducting this is we have a story. By the way, we're going to do a live reading of this story too. So I have it all planned out with another YouTuber who
Rad.
does live readings. So
That's cool.
yeah, but I'm going to show you this. This is where the crew of the USS Corsair discovers Atlantis for the first time, while there's also like an armada chasing them. So, and hopefully I did this justice, but check this out. Let me make sure I mute this. All right, let's check this out. Here we go.
Something massive on sonar, Captain. It's closing fast.
I see it. City on the scopes.
Red alert. Commander, take us in. Crew of the Corsair, we've discovered Atlantis.
Anyways,
That's
so
sick, dude. That's sick.
thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Nice job. The cool thing about, first of all, it's great, but second of all, you're doing it, and the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it, and then the technology is going to get better and better, and you're going to become an expert at it before anyone else has even started. You know, like,
Can I be honest? I've already created the next episode, and I
don't doubt that. Yeah.
I've got scripts already written out for the entire thing.
Yeah,
I'm so
and
excited by
look,
this.
and he has the nerve to say he's not an artist. That's crazy.
I'm a computer nerd, but
No,
this
an
is a
art
lot
to
of fun.
everything, man.
It's a lot of fun.
It's like when people say like they took a cool picture with their cell phone and they're like, oh, you're a good photographer. I'm like, I'm not a photographer. I just use my phone. Well, then who took the picture? If you're not the photographer, who took the picture? There's a difference between being the photographer and like a good photographer or a bad photographer. Like for some reason, people take art too seriously. Like I could go on and on about that, but like the gallery show that MetaBeast was at, there's artists with egos, and then there's artists that are just down to earth and like go with the flow and don't have this delusion of grandeur. Like you're just making cool shit, man.
Yeah. I love it.
What was it? It was your first. What kind of showing was it? For the closing part was your first time with that, or
the closing show? So you were at the opening.
Yes.
The opening was kind of my standard thing where I
Okay.
just paint somebody and have my work on display. But at the closing, I brought in an 86-inch TV and I connected Decentraland to it, so the gallery could see the people in Decentraland from all over the world watching what was happening in the gallery, and vice versa, with DJ Stony Eye DJing the set while I'm painting in person at the gallery because he's in Long Beach, and everyone in Decentraland knows him, and everyone in the gallery is meeting him for the first time. But he has the knowledge and awareness of how to handle DJing in a metaverse. So we were. Really, the whole goal for me was to just introduce all these normies to this crazy ass shit that they're all about to become. It'll become normal for them eventually,
I was so mad I missed it. But it is something a totally. I don't even know how to explain it. Being on the IRL side and seeing people as their avatars inside Decentraland, it's crazy.
Totally.
And I've been on the other side too, inside Decentraland, seeing people IRL.
Yeah, and MetaBeast said the show that you went to, that was your first gallery show in real life that you'd ever been to, correct?
Yep.
That's crazy to me. And that's like a gorgeous gallery. That's like one of the most beautiful galleries I ever showed in. So lower your expectations if you go back to any other gallery show. Because you went to a really good first one. That was a great show.
I was I wasn't I kind of had hopes, but tried not to get my hopes too high. There would be wine and cheese.
Yeah, usually that's pretty normal. It's pretty normal. So like, especially because you've said where you live, right? Or no? Is that?
They know I live in the jankiest of all Hollywoods.
No, there's some great art shows out near West Hollywood. Maybe tonight is not the night to go though, because of all the craziness happening. But
I'm in the janky one though.
Yeah,
with the Nomeless.
That's the north one.
Well, just hop on an Uber and go to the nice part of West Hollywood, and you'll see some sick and get free wine and cheese as much as you want. Hop around to 10 different galleries.
Crack cheese.
Oh, that's so cool. I want to go to one of those. But like, okay, so MetaBeast was, saying that he enjoyed himself for his first showing. So how does that even happen? Like, do you have to like do a lot of research and get in touch with the gallery people, or is it something?
Oh my God. That's like a whole other. That's like a lifelong hustle, right? That before Web3, that was the hustle. Trying to get into a gallery is difficult, and you have to humble yourself and start small. Unless you're like one of the lucky few percentage, like Ferocious, who's freaking 16-year-old, gets tapped by some publicist or whatever and becomes like world renowned in Web3, right? Unless you're lucky like that, prepare yourself for an uphill battle, right? And honestly, after all these years, the best advice I can offer is to humble yourself, attend gallery shows, talk to people, build relationships with the galleries that showcase work that is similar to your work, so they have a demographic that buys your type of artwork. But give first. So go to the gallery show, talk to people, meet the owner, ask questions, buy art if you can, help out, volunteer if you can, build a relationship. Tell them you're also an artist. Would you like to see my work at the right time, right? Don't open with that.
Yeah.
And, let it be organic and natural. And what you'll find, and I kind of like believe that also with like metaverse, especially Decentraland, like most people come in like with these high expectations of like creating a wearable and making $1 million off of it before they've even joined a party. And it's like, I here's another great old metaphor I like to use. It's like going into a bar and walking around saying, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, and just waiting for somebody to say, okay. or you go and like socialize with people and make connections and hopefully meet that significant other that wants to fuck you, you know.
I love that.
That's kind of how I look at it, right? And like I've, especially in Web3, like the more you give, the more you get in return. But I like to add, like, please be authentic about it, because like especially in Web3, like we can sniff out the fakery so fast.
Yeah.
We can sniff out the money-driven motivations so fast, and that's the quickest way to fail. Like, and now, but now more than ever, like I think you see it a lot with YouTube. As a YouTuber, content that you put out there, if you're authentic, it generally tends to succeed more than, you know, regurgitated marketing guru tactics of like, do this for clickbait and to get likes and to get hits, do this and this and this. Like that shit doesn't work, you know. Like just be you, be yourself, be real, and you'll succeed. And that rings true for, especially today, for life, metaverse, galleries, whatever, I think.
And keep going. Don't stop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Consistency is key. That's like number one. Like depending on what you do, like put a challenge to yourself, like your videos that you're making. Like let's say you wanted to put your submarine videos on YouTube, like just start doing it once a week. Commit to 2 years of once a week and don't budge from that. And don't pay attention to likes, don't pay attention to subscribers, don't pay attention to comments. Just like commit to making things for a year. At the very least, you'll have over 100 videos of work that you put through, and you'll become so much more good at it than you would be if you hadn't done it. And you'll learn all these things that part of the journey is what makes you succeed, right? That's at the very least, but better than that, it's like you're gonna do better than that. It's not gonna be just that. There's gonna be so many benefits to that.
Yeah, no, it's just been a lot of fun starting this YouTube channel. We've been doing, in fact, go watch episode 1 after, and you'll see the progression. Because episode 1, pretty bad.
Oh my god! Imagine like 20 episodes from now, how rad it's gonna be. Yeah, I can give you like one tip if you want, like one little like YouTube secret. But I notice it a lot in Hollywood movies, depending on the genre, right? Like for a submarine thing, you could probably break this a little bit, but each clip between shots, try not to go over 3 seconds, unless it's like dramatic and it's supposed to be slow and like tension building. Like those are things that you can control, right? But especially in this low attention span world, as soon as you start breaking 3 second clips, people start to lose focus. And like if you watch my YouTube videos, they're usually like between 1 to 3 second clips, unless I'm trying to create some sort of drama. But I try to go less than 3. I try to do 1 second, you know. Like, and it's funny if you start watching some movies, unless you're watching like Stanley Kubrick, which goes way over that. Most Hollywood movies, if you just start counting the seconds in each clip, you're almost rarely going to break 3 seconds. It's pretty interesting. So it's a good like hack.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
And me, I like to challenge myself a lot. So like a good example is sometimes when you're doing these generations, you'll have like crap footage. And I don't throw anything away. I use everything, even the crap footage. I even use the crap footage.
That's cool.
And I don't know if you even seen it. There was crap footage right in front of you guys. And
I didn't see it.
yeah. If you go back and watch the replay, you'll notice that the captain's chair's in front of her. You guys wouldn't because you said 3 seconds, right? Well, I have clips in there that are 3 seconds. You can see the transition real fast. So
yeah.
So you'll
in my
never
experience,
see the chair.
In my experience, I noticed with those video renders from the prompts, like the first few seconds are pretty good, and then it just like goes haywire. Like then the crazy shit happens, and you just cut that. But it'd be cool to see you do a movie that's just all the haywire.
Yeah,
just like total craziness. You know? I would love to see that. After
the cutting room floor.
After you've demonstrated your expertise, drop that.
That
would just be so cool.
This is what it took to get this 1 minute clip.
And you're right. You know, long form content's not the best unless you have a following. And so luckily there's people that watch us, but I've noticed these short 1 minute videos I've been doing has been getting traction versus like our long form content. At least on YouTube. On X is a little bit different how the algo works. So
Well, you could take your long form content and pull out the highlights, make it short form to
Oh, I
promote
do
the
that
long
too.
form. You know,
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
the trick, right? And you see it with Joe Rogan. He has a whole separate channel of the clips. Joe
Yeah.
Rogan podcast clips. Like it works. It's pretty crazy. And I
Yeah.
usually when I do it for my long content, I usually do like something that's silly or funny or just captures some sort of interest or emotion, and then to see the rest, click on this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't mean to be telling you how to do things.
No. We see the thing about here is we're very open minded, and yeah, I like to learn. So
I don't know
appreciate
how much more time we have, but if possible, there's one more subject. I value many things that Roustan says, and they're one of the big topics in Web3 that he has his thoughts on. I find interesting IP rights.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I mean, talking about content creation, the crazy part is like I'm able to create my own characters and stuff. Like I don't need to buy IP rights off of some create. Like that's better for people that don't know how to make stuff.
yeah.
But some of these, like some of the Clonex characters, are so awesome. Vipe, Animus. Like I have so many. There's Daz 3D NF people. Like they're so solid. Like I could spend months coming up with a viral character, or I could just buy it and own it. You know. And so, like to me, that's one of the best utilities in NFTs. Is does it offer a 3D asset or avatar that I can use commercially? And create content with. And the cool thing about Hyperfight, like I could see you building, like putting out the whole submarine story and then building a VR experience of the characters that you've created in Hyperfi, and people can log into it on their phone, and you can make them maybe like sign a guest book and collect something from you for participating in that, you know, experience. And like you could do that so much easier now than you could 10 years ago. It's crazy. And so I've been just like addicted to buying things with IP.
I to be honest, I haven't gone to try it yet, but it sounds to me like Hyperfi got harder to build in though.
It is currently, yes. They're still building it out. It's starting to get a lot easier. It's still not quite there yet, but it is better. If you go to my world Roustan.xyz, that is Hypervi version 2. So version 1 was an NFT with its own built-in server, basically. But now, as Web3 has shifted, and you know we've gone through a bear market, it's revealed a lot of the issues that were like everybody thought was going to work that doesn't work now, right? So basically, Hyperfi version 2 has become like the WordPress of spatial internet, and it's so progressive that even Tim Cook, the founder of Epic Games, who makes Fortnite, is in the DMs of Ash Connell, the founder of Hyperfi. You know, he's like building something so new that they're interested in these things. You know, and so like imagine like a WordPress plugin that you can easily drag and drop build a metaverse world that people can experience on their phones or with VR headset or, you know, the future XR, MR, and mixed reality. So easy that grandma can do it, you know, which is inevitable, right? Grandparents are now on Facebook, right? And Instagram.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I want to try to get them a volcano studio in one of my Decentraland worlds somehow.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
The floor is lava.
Yeah.
It's
all really super exciting to me. Super exciting.
Yeah, no, I like what you said about like at the beginning when you were talking about the IP rights. And like for me, when we first started this, I used to rent a lot of licenses for the music. I'm big on music, and I'm a person that wants to live in a world with scores. I grew up listening to scores as a child, so like, you know, the Jurassic Park John Williams score, I'm pretty intimate with that. So I've always wanted to walk out of my door and hear "It's a Beautiful Morning," right? And so in this channel, we've incorporated music on everything. But when we got monetized, those licenses that I was renting, they weren't valid anymore because YouTube really wants to monetize your ears, eyes, and everything. So then, came AI, and I started learning AI. So everything you see here, when the music, even those trailers, is all curated with AI, through my head. And I don't prompt the music. I write it myself. I think of it myself. So
nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I've been using Suno AI for instrumentals. I'm not crazy about most of the vocals of AI. I can recognize it as AI immediately, and that's just going to get better and better. One of my friends made a theme song for me, which is just hilarious, that I used in one of my recent videos, and it was pretty damn close to real. I was like, damn, we're getting there.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the costs are. I think Suno AI is like $20 a month or something like that.
No, it's like $10.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Like for commercial usage is great.
If you ever want a commercial,
there's ways around getting out the robotic. I've figured out a way to filter out the robotic.
Yeah, I'm sure. And that's like, there you go. See, that's like an art form that you're starting to develop. And like I saw it when AI image prompting first came around in like 2022, I think. I got to see it in the NFT section, right? People were dropping AI art and selling that. And after a while, you begin to recognize the good AI art versus this person just wrote a prompt and spit that shit out. But this other person like really spent time creating this thing. And we're going to see that with music. And like, it's nothing to fear. Like, people fear it. We're going to recognize bad AI stuff immediately. We're going to be embarrassed about some of the stuff that we put out, like,
yeah,
but it is.
Don't look at the stuff 6 months ago. Look at it now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but yeah, I actually was, when it comes to music, like I license music for YouTube, and I've been using Soundstripe for years, and I wanted to cancel it last year because we're starting to not need it anymore. But they gave me like a 50% discount when I tried to cancel it. I was like, all right, let's go one more year. Yeah. But because it's still like, that was just too reasonable for my needs. But like back in 2022, 23, I was like trying to tell musicians, like, dude, let go of the Web 2 expectations. Like, become your own licensing NFT machine. Like, offer IP with like short loops for like $2 or $3. Sell thousands of those. One song, build your community, sell thousands of those. Beat the licensing companies at their own game. Cut out the middleman. I would buy that. If they could make that cheaper for me, for my needs, than the licensing companies, I don't need the licensing companies. And then they get 100% of their profits, or 97.5, whatever the royalties are, or whatever, how that works with OpenSea and all that jazz. But a lot of musicians didn't see that. They didn't do it, and now we have AI, Suno AI, which is pretty amazing too, and people are resistant to that, and some people are into it, and I'm into it. I use it. It doesn't deliver what I need all the time, so I'm using a combo of both. I collect musicians NFTs that I love, and sometimes I use those. So it's like, man, there's like so much potential and so much opportunity out there.
And it's like, fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Like, I get lost in the sauce with all this stuff, to a point where like it's 3 a.m. and she's like, to go to sleep.
It's like overwhelming, right? Like, I have a long to-do list of things that I want to do, and I may never get to it,
Yeah. But sooner or later you'll get to it.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because it's always evolving and always, updating. That once we figure something out that we really like, really enjoy, and get to working on it, it's like the next thing comes, you're like, oh man, now I got to go do this one. But then, what Hinano was saying is, for him, it's really fun to do that and just kind of like expand his, his knowledge in things, because he's a really fast learner. And then just kind of like pushing his limits to what he can do. And then after, you may go into it not thinking you can do it until it's done, and you're like, oh shit, I did it. And it was like so fun to like figure all this out, and now you have another a set of tools that you've learned that you can use for other things and just make your life easier. And yeah, like for AI stuff, that's really helped me out. I brought this up before. Like I don't have to go to like a library and go to the thick books to learn about something. I just go on my phone, on my computer, and if I need help, I'll ask AI to help me.
I know,
And
right?
it's right there. And it's like, it helps me be better. And I actually learn like so much stuff. So I'm not just using it to like do the work
It's pretty
for me
crazy.
completely. Yeah.
My daughter is asking me which college she should go to, and I'm just like, college.
Yeah. What's
Like
that?
tens of thousands of dollars a year just for the name on your resume. Is that
Right.
necessary? Is that necessary now? You know?
Yeah.
Depends what you want to do, right? Depends what you want to do, but for the most part, like create, man, or like
Right
fund
here's your
yourself.
college. Just talk to it.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
YouTube University.
Just talk to it.
It's
Yeah.
so awesome.
And I'm a big believer in the creator economy, where all this tech is going to help
Definitely.
us. Whether you're in college or not, to help us, better ourselves. We interviewed an artist that was here last year. Her name's Pinky Hoot, and she came from the commercial side of things, and she decided to come to Web3. And through her journey of like deciding to go to Web3, it was just a beautiful story, because it's kind of similar to yours, where the tech's here, it's out here, and we can really just create all we want. And sooner or later, if you keep being consistent in creating, someone's going to notice, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I totally believe that. I mean, 20 years of body painting. And there was like milestones. And I remember the first 12, 13 years, people just thought I was nuts. You can't do that. You're not supposed to do that. Get a real job. Then you cross this age where now you can't turn back, and like people start to take you more seriously, at least this guy's crazy kind of stance, right? And like he's been doing this for over 10 years, and you make money from that. You make money from that. Like you don't do anything else for work, and now, like you're saying, the creator economy now, like since 2021 with NFTs and Web3, I stopped doing commissions. My last commission was for Beyonce and Jay-Z for their after Grammy party that was the day Kobe died. And that was the last job that I did. I had to sign an NDA, and I did, I think, 3 body paintings for that event. And I couldn't bring my phone, so I have no pictures of the body paintings. And
you had to train everyone else there.
No, it was me and another body painter, another exceptional body painter, Pasher. We had to leave before the event started. We couldn't hang around. They gave us our checks and we walked away, and I just looked at the check and I was like, man, this is not why I do this. Like I do all that and I leave with just a piece of paper. Like I want to remember the work that I made. I want to see it somewhere. And that was the last one I did. And what's crazy is before that, a job like that would be something that you would be vying for, trying to get as hard as you possibly can. And after that, like I don't want to do that stuff anymore. Like I want to do what I want to do the way I want to do it, put it out there, nobody telling me what to do, nobody micromanaging me, and still make money from it if money matters enough, and that's what I've been doing. And that's been the power to say no to somebody after decades or over a decade of trying to get somebody to accept you, and now you can say like, no thanks, I'm not doing commissions anymore. It's like so freeing and like addictive and like honoring. Like I'm humbled that I'm in this luxurious lifestyle now. That's my dog making noise. I'm like honored that I have worked hard enough to get to that point, right?
Yeah.
Didn't give up despite all the naysayers and the hate. Like the hate is insane. The hate is crazy. Like it's weird how freaking people can't celebrate someone who's successful. You have to bring them down. It's mind blowing to me.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
Dude, this freaking person made it. let's cheer for them. Jesus Christ, it's
Yeah.
so hard
Yeah.
to do it, but damn, man, like, I don't know, it's just like a weird, I don't know, it's a weird thing. Life is short, right? Do you want to spend it working for someone else, or do you want to do what maybe you're supposed to do in your short life? I don't know. Everybody's different, right? This is my life. This is how I did it.
So I may have had the wrong time, but didn't you literally have to teach a bunch of people how to body paint correctly or something?
Oh man, I've had to do that so many times.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, I've got stories, dude.
Like, how do you paint a body wrong? Like, I'm like,
Well, so it
genuine.
depends what you use, right? Well, I mean, I've been brought in to do gigs with other artists, some professional guild artists, and I watch them. Like, most of them, they're makeup artists. They do like, beauty makeup and stuff. So body paint, not everybody is great at body painting right off the bat. They don't have like the years of experience that I have, and so like they use the wrong brushes to cover a body quickly. It's almost like cleaning a bathroom with a toothbrush, instead of like a real brush or a mop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
I've seen like 4 people trying to paint one person in one color, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? Just take this. It's called a kabuki brush. Take that. Take it 30 minutes. Bam. Takes them 2 hours with 4 people. One person can do it in 30 minutes, just like that, Or like airbrushing, the way you hold a stencil. And these are just things that I've learned. Like, it's gonna be you with like AI video prompting. When you do it enough, you're gonna be able to tell people like, yeah, you did that. You could do better with this extra prompt, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Prompting's like an art form in itself too.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I'm very, very experienced. So like, it's not a surprise that I see a lot of inexperienced people and then help them with it, because they don't have the experience that I have. Like I've got that freaking nut brain that said, no, you're supposed to do this.
How many body painters are out there that you are aware of? I guess because
there's a lot.
You have been my first and only one that I have ever.
Yeah, I mean, I think relative to like photographers, there's not a lot, but it's kind of a bubble. We all know each other. There's like a little industry. There's like conventions that happen where they get together and compete and share practices and things like that, and happens all over the world. I kind of step back from that a little bit. It can get a little weird being in that bubble with egos and things like that. And so I try to focus my energy on just doing what I want to do. And I try not to mimic other people too much. And, but there's a lot out there. There's some really good ones, really outstanding body painters in the world.
He's actually brought body painting into Decentraland with wearables he has created as well.
Yeah. And that's like this, one of the things, thank you for bringing that up, because I remember one of the things is the first wearable I made was a t-shirt, and I finished the shirt. It was like the first thing I ever made in Blender, and I finished the shirt and I was like, why the hell did I make a shirt? And that was literally me trying to bring Web 2 into Web 3, right? Like as a band musician or something. The cheapest marketing thing you can make and sell at your event is a t-shirt with your logo on it. It's like, dude, I can make whatever I want in the metaverse. Why the hell did I make a t-shirt? Like, I should make a body painting, obviously, but we have to all like shed what we know and just become this fresh new sponge, right?
Got you.
And so I made the body painting. Now I've made several body paintings, and now I've made several body paint avatars for various platforms. And like, I'm preparing, one of the things on my to-do list is preparing like a big personal body paint fashion show of all the body paint stuff that I've done that people can experience at any time with an agent, right? That explains everything. And you can go in there in VR and stuff. I have one that's close, but it's not quite there.
You have last I knew you had an NFT project of your own avatars that you were working on. Is that still
Yeah.
in the future sometime?
Yeah. So I've done a bunch. I just finished the one for that show that you were at. That one's closed now. But I think I'm going to do at least 2 more of those.
Well, I meant the NFT, the avatars.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There was an avatar that you could buy there that you can actually put on in my Hyperfi version 2 if you go visit that, Roustan.xyz. If you go into the CloneX Lux Pod, the body painting is on the left and you can put it on, wear it. But yeah, I want to do 2 more of those. And I'm trying to think of ways to reward owners of any of the original previous ones that I've done. You know, like I want to do that more than anything. So like my next one might be like free. And then people who own all 3 of those specific ones get a 4th one, a special 4th one for free, you know? So that's what's on my mind now.
Oh, that's cool. So before we like start closing up, I was curious because I know you've been doing it for so long. Like, do you actually have a body count of how many bodies you've actually done art on?
It's in the thousands for sure.
Wow.
That's a lot. The most I did in one day was I think 26 in one day.
Oof.
Can you share that, Hanano, when you get a second?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh,
that's okay.
Here we go. Got you.
I've painted one model around 100 times, just one model.
Oh, wow.
Another one, the second one is probably like 60 or 70. I need to count it all just to be sure, but it's got to be somewhere around there. It's crazy.
Incredible.
It's crazy. I mean, I've forgotten the names of some of the people I painted. I hate it, but it's like you paint so many people, you just can't possibly remember everything, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
there's a oh, sorry, go ahead, D.
No, I said whip.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. They do. There's a group of people on Thursdays that get together, explore the metaverse. Few weeks ago, Roustan was a guest on there, and this is one of his creations here as a wearable.
Yeah, the founder of the WIP meetup, his name is Rizzle, and he has a collection called Fly Frogs, and I've owned a fly frog for like 2 years now, and I had asked him, I was like, I never thought of it if it had it or not. I was like, hey Rizzle, do the fly frogs have IP that I can use commercially? And he said, yeah, totally. So I was like, I'm gonna body paint my fly frog. And then I gave it away, like they interviewed me and I gave it away to everybody who showed up, basically.
Cool. Yeah, this is incredible. Like,
what do you know off the top of your head what some of the other ones are called? I'm trying to search some of you got. This is an NFT, one of his body paintings, Candy Sawyer.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. If you go to my OpenSea, opensea.com/Roustan.
Oh, that's probably better, huh?
Yeah, sometimes their search kind of sucks, doesn't it?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so. And I don't like version 2.
Yeah,
it's grown on me. Let's see. So none of those are mine there.
Roustan that what? In the
just
search?
go opensea.com/Roustan /Roustan.
OpenSea.
Oh. How are you doing on time, Roustan?
I'm good. Yeah.
Got you.
Got like 8 hours. 8 hours. We can go 8 hours.
Okay.
Longest interview was 6.
Click on created.
99.
Good old OpenSea. Slow loading.
It's that dial-up modem.
I have good internet, not my internet.
Do editions on base. Those are probably the most recent ones. It's right there on the under collection. That first one on the list.
What?
The list of NFTs that you see there?
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
And then
click on the first one.
This one? Oh, duh. Okay, I was looking for.
And that's
I was
all.
looking
So,
for the. I was looking for the chain filter. Sorry.
well, yeah, one of the things I wanted to mention when we were talking about Hyperfi was Blockbuster Video. I rebuilt Blockbuster Video in Hyperfi. So you can go in there, hyperfi.io/blockbuster. And if there's a quest in there, if you complete the quest, you can mint that VHS guy that you see right there as an avatar.
Cool.
For free. You just have to
Be
pay like
kind, rewind.
$1 gas transaction. And then the one next to that, the Cowgirl, that's a Buffalo collaboration. Comes with an avatar. So that comes with an avatar. Some of the other ones, the most recent. Yeah, that one's a recent one, Into the Metaverse. This comes with, that's the avatar. So I made the body painting look like the avatar, similar. And so you buy that and you just hop into Hyperfi and it'll load in your backpack basically, and you can put it on. And those are just 3D explorations. The next one is the 3D prompting, AI prompting. So I took my Cyberbroker NFT, which I have IP rights to, and I created a real lifelike version on Midjourney, and then I brought it into Luma Labs, and I made her move, right? And then this comes with an avatar that I made. So if you own this NFT, you can put on the avatar. And then the next one is the latest one that you can wear at Hyperfi version 2 in my Roustan.xyz world. You get an avatar that has the script written all up on her. And that's what MetaBeast got to see at the gallery.
So cool. Virtual body painting in motion. And a fly frog. I gotta go check all your stuff, man. What else?
And those are just the base ones. Like before base, I was doing ETH and Polygon, and so I have old ones that are more like decentraland avatars on there. Just all exploration. Just like we're saying, right? Commit to 2 years of doing something. By the end of it, you have this wealth of shit and knowledge.
Yeah.
And a journey on the way.
Yes. Yeah. Or I could have sat on my ass, did nothing, and complained about floor price.
Well, there's that too.
Cool.
We're coming up on 2 hours, so now's around the time, Roustan, where we kind of like flip things around and we let you ask us questions.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's usually you usually get that response too.
Yeah.
So
we don't tell people ahead of time.
Yeah. So you can ask each of us a question.
How's your? I know that you have a child, an infant. I've seen a couple of your past episodes. The infant's what, like over 1 year old?
It's like 8 months.
8 months. Wow.
Yeah.
And you don't have any other older kids, or?
We do. We have a 11-year-old daughter.
Okay.
Her name is Punchline, and so she creates in the VVverse. Actually,
that's what I was gonna ask.
And she has her own segment. It's called the Kids Corner.
Nice.
And she creates in her own little digital, obviously centralized type of metaverse, but that's okay.
No,
Just a thought of Roustan, Stony, VV first episode.
Totally. No, that's cool. Like I have a 15 and a 16-year-old, and they were 11 and 12 in 2021, and I've been observing them hardcore with Roblox and Fortnite, learning from them, because obviously they are prepared for the future that we're hoping for or envisioning, right? And
you don't have to convince them. They already know what this stuff is.
Sadly, my kids hate the word NFT and metaverse, and they don't want anything to do with me when I talk about that stuff. So I don't know if I ruined it for them or if the media has already ruined it. I know, like, it's unpopular talk at school. They really, like, other students talk bad about NFTs. So hopefully, that doesn't stick around. But they understand what we're doing, right? And pay attention to that if you're not. I'm sure you are, but that's why I was asking about that.
Yeah, no, she loves it. In fact, not only does she know what the metaverse is, she knows what a digital collectible is. She actually collects those things herself.
Awesome.
And on top of that, she's also really big into video production. Like she's got CapCut. She's always creating things, and she writes now. She's writing her own anime. So
that's amazing.
It's awesome, and it's all because of this space.
I'm so jealous, envious. Like if I had this when I was a teenager, oh my god.
I know.
Game over, kids. Game
Yep, I know, right?
over. Because I had this
No
creative
friends,
drive.
IRL.
When I was a teenager, I had the same creative drive that I have today, and I would have been all over this.
Yeah. I know, like the kid, this generation is very lucky that they have all these tools like just readily at their fingertips, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, us older people had to like actually put in manual labor.
But there is also something to be said about like I've tried to get them in. Like my older daughter, she created a NFT collection when she was 12. I got her to try it out, and she sold some, but then lost interest. She was too busy with school, lost interest. But like the thing to notice, I think, is they don't hesitate to go online for hours to play with their friends, right?
Yeah.
It's not about making money. It's not about profit.
It's experience.
It's about connections, experience, right? And I think that's very important. I think that's extremely important. And we forget about that as adults sometimes, and I see it all the time. And it's kind of like one of the things that I talk about is like, no, just have fun first and then you'll profit. Like you see it with the kids, right? Their friends or your kid makes a collectible and sells it in Roblox and their friends buy it. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And the thing about what they're doing too is like they are open to all this type of stuff. You never hear a kid's like, oh, this is a scam thing. It's like, oh, that's cool. What does that do, right? So
I'm actually like so far ahead of them. I was pissed off. Like they're like, I'm Fortnite. I want to buy. There's Mr. Champ. I see Mr. Champ.
Hey, Mr. Champ.
Hey, Mr. Champ.
He came to my show. I had dinner with him.
Yeah.
Had a couple drinks with him too.
I was supposed to meet him in Hawaii. Sorry, Mr. Champ. I never made it.
I met him because of you.
But my daughter was like, I want to buy the new Cuddle Team leader in Fortnite, and I was like, does it come with a GLB that I can use? And she's like, what the hell are you talking about? And we can't. So I basically just throw $20 away, and we can never use it for anything else. I was like, yes. I was like, shit, I'm just gonna go to Sketchfab and download it. But it makes me sick that I buy something, but I don't get anything that I can use.
I hear you, man.
That makes me sick, and it's funny because that's normal. That's normal, but to me, it's no longer normal. I'm already like, no, If that was $100, I'd pay $100. I'd pay $150. My daughter wants it. If I can use it, I want that. Like I'll pay that money for that. But $20 for something I don't own, forget that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like when our daughter, like she has allowance and stuff, and she's like, Mom, can you put some money in my Roblox account? And I'm like, what is it for? I need this I guess it's wearables or this outfit or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you gonna be able to like use it, in all your spaces or however it's called? She's like, well, I just need it for this one thing. I'm like, how much is it? She's like, can you just put in like 20 bucks? I'm like, what? $20 for this thing?
In fairness, she just made $20 tonight because of Uncle Key. So here's the thing about my daughter that she's very aware of. If she creates, she realizes that super chats might get thrown into the chat. And so certain community members will actually give her money. And over here, Dad doesn't tariff her on the good old YouTube percentage take, right? So like if someone says this is for her, I usually pay her out. And so she's watching right now. She knows she made $20.
Go get it, girl. Go get it.
Because she's babysitting right now, so she's watching the whole stream. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
No,
there was something I wanted to add to, like one of the things though that I do keep in mind when they ask me to buy stuff. I remember in the 80s, right? And I grew up in Chicago, and obviously 80s, 90s Chicago Bulls were the shit. The 90s were the shit, right? Yes. And everybody had the Jordans. We're rocking the Jordans. Everybody wanted the Jordans. I wanted the Jordans. I couldn't afford them. Yeah. So I got Jordans that were 2 years old, for cheaper.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that. Like it's funny, I get older and like all the things I wanted I can now buy on eBay for like nothing. Right?
Yeah.
Like my favorite G.I. Joe that I always wanted that I could never find, I could get it for like $9 on eBay now. I was like, I'm buying that shit. when my daughter wants something that maybe is kind of expensive, I'm like, I'm getting you those Jordans, girl. You're gonna rock and flex that shit. You're gonna be the boss today. So like I'm happy to give them that,
Yeah.
Sorry for swearing, daughter.
No,
She
you're
doesn't
good.
know. She's old enough, yeah.
Yeah.
And she knows anybody can speak however they want here, so it's all good.
Yeah.
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 She knows the rules. She knows not to say it. She can hear it, but she's not allowed to say it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like, I remember in the '90s playing Gran Turismo the first time. That was one of my favorite games. Gran
love
Turismo,
that game.
and you play for days and days and days, and you build up your car garage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Customize the cars to the max. I created so many badass cars, and then Gran Turismo 2 came out, and I couldn't bring those cars into Gran Turismo 2. I was so bummed.
Yeah.
I had to start from
Yeah.
scratch, and that's the big difference, right? That we see now is we can take our assets and put them in other platforms and use them. All the
Yeah.
stuff that we've made, and what's cool is like the old stuff we made back in the day becomes OG and more valuable, and like you can still use it in this new version or whatever. Like that's a big thing for me. That's a huge thing for me, and that's where I value this so much, you know.
And that's a good example because I'm a big fan of Gran Turismo, and I've only owned one because that one thing you just said, you can't move them, right? I own the prologue version, and you know I can't take my Viper anywhere else, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's crazy, and it was hard work to get that.
it was.
It was
It's fun though.
crazy
It's a
hard
very
work.
fun game.
Yeah, I mean, games back then in the late '80s, early '90s. I mean, there's nothing more durable than a Nintendo controller, like the original Nintendo before Super Nintendo. Like I remember, like taking it by the wire and like a freaking boom, slamming it
Indiana
on the
Jones whip.
ground. You're like trying to break it, you know, and it won't break.
Yeah.
Because there was no save points. You know? And Gran Turismo was kind of like the end of that. Like you had to go through all the levels and chapters to just get the new license so you can finally buy that car that you've been dreaming. And I would spend like 20 hours to get a freaking Viper, you know? And then, oh, cool, Turismo 2's coming out. Awesome. And then you got to start with a freaking Peugeot again.
A Citroen.
Yes.
Yeah. Or an Aveo or something small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be a Aveo.
God, that's funny. Oh. Anyways, you were supposed to ask us questions. I don't know who that question went to.
Yeah.
What was the
I asked you one question. One good question, right?
That was good. That was good. Well, before we kind of close it out, is there anything else you want to like say? Is there any questions you guys want to ask Roustan before we close out? We're reaching the 2-hour mark. That's usually when we start closing it out.
I guess I could share. Today I was spending a lot of time buying Ghost Machine, the new Deadfellas generative drop. I really don't know if it's a good buy, but I like it. It's a PFP. I don't know if there's any future utility. It's on Ape Chain. It's like $1 to $1.50. The floor right now is cheaper than the mint. It's had over 30,000 mints today. It was released today. I'm kind of addicted to it. I'm trying not to spend anymore because I want to spend more on Stony Eye, who has a drop coming up on Ape Chain. That and then Drifters by Cyber Brokers is another one that I've been buying up. The most expensive collectible mint packs are sold out already, but they still have other packs. But this one is really cool. So if anybody's interested in buying those things, you'll be able to build. You'll be able to build and create your own avatars to use in the metaverse and stuff, which is really cool.
DM me a link.
Okay. Well, I'll say it out loud. It's tpldrifters.com. tpldrifters.com. TPL Drifters. And Cyber Brokers are like one of the very few ETH NFTs from 2022 where the art is actually on chain. They took their profits and they put it on chain like a Bitcoin ordinal. So those unless Ethereum goes away, those will forever be forever. There is no interplanetary file system. There is no Arweave. These are on chain, which is super rad. And then they had like the following drop was Genesis Mechs, which was all VRM cyber like mechs, you know, and you could build and create. And so this is their latest drop, which I'm very excited about. I don't know if there's anything I want to say about me. Can't remember. Like after doing the show that MetaBeast went to, I'm kind of taking a break, just a small break for now, because it was very taxing.
Yeah.
Well, I showed them you were one of the places I took them when we went to Decentraland, episode 2 of Virtual Destinations. So with the one up north with the beach and the shark.
Oh, nice. The Cove. Yeah.
Yep.
That one's old. I need to build something to replace that for now. That one's really old. So like, talk about like janky. Like all my old builds, man, I like go in there and try to rebuild them now. It's like, man, it would be easier just to build this from scratch, honestly. It's just part of like the learning process. I did so bad, but thank you for taking them there.
Yeah, we enjoy the trips that he takes us on and just exploring. Because, there's so many creative people out there.
That's my favorite thing, is exploring. I know people are into like shoot 'em up games like, Call of Duty and Fortnite and stuff. That's not my thing. The thing I like most about Decentraland is running around by myself and seeing all the creative stuff that's out there. And it's pretty wild.
Yeah. I want to say like this Drifters, I put the website in the chat, but I just looked it up and I feel like we've seen this before. Is that something that Evolved? I want to say Evolved might have talked about it.
Maybe. I mean, so the creator of Cyber Brokers is Josie Bellini. So she's mentioned oftentimes with the old greats like XCopy and Beeple. She's one of those names. This is her brand. In my opinion, Josie Bellini and Rapsby from A Kid Called Beast, those are my two favorite founders. Those are the best founders that I've experienced. And then probably followed closely by Betty from Deadfellas. And I love Toxam and Vipes and what they put out. But Josie Bellini she's a badass. She's a total badass. She cares about her community. She's very progressive with what she puts out. She has a full 100% understanding of Web3, and she's fantastic. So highly recommend it. And I don't recommend it as something to buy with the hopes that it pumps and then you can sell it. Like it could totally do that, but I recommend it as an asset that you can buy and utilize for your own needs, creative needs, and exploration of where we're headed in Web3, right? Like they know what's up and you'll learn from that if you take advantage of it,
I think, I think, and I think Roustan will also know, I think probably with Evolved, it might have been the Grifters with a G.
Grifters.
The Grifters was Toxam and Vipe. Yeah.
I think I saw them in Base Jump.
Yeah, I love Grifters. I own Grifters, and I made content with them on YouTube using AI 11 Labs voice. So I gave them voices, and it's kind of funny. I have a metaverse YouTube channel. It's youtube.com @Rouverse, ROUVERSE, Rouverse. That's kind of fun.
Part of your
name. You guys
should
definitely look at that. You guys should definitely look at that because it might inspire you for things that you want to do. And I do it includes a lot of tutorials on how to make VRMs for certain communities, but they work for almost anything, that you want to make. And it has just like silly explorations. I recreated, oh my God, what's the name of the game with the astronauts where one of them is a bad guy? The imposter. Your daughter knows. Among Us.
Yes.
I recreated Among Us with my daughter. She teamed up with me on it, and she did some of the voices, and I did some of the voices, and we had all my IP assets play the characters, and we created a scene from Among Us with that, and it was just like a nice little family moment. It's pretty funny.
That's so cool. Yeah. That's
really
cool. I think Hinano and our daughters, I believe they're gonna be collaborating to do some type of movie together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, no. So what she wants to do is she wants to create a show for gaming, and she wants a partner to game, and they're gonna pretty much kind of like what MetaBeast does, but they're gonna go visit games. And they're going to travel through the games and play the gameplay. So that is something we're working on, Alpha. So
yeah, that stuff does really well on YouTube. It's kind of crazy. People prefer watching others play the game instead of playing it themselves.
Right.
Pretty wild.
I see my daughter do that till 2 a.m, and I'm wondering, what are you doing? I'm watching them play games. I'm like, is that really cool?
They are entertaining, man. Jesus.
Yeah, like
They're
when
gonna
she
make some
was
money.
Something wrong.
No,
when she was younger, she was all into like when she was playing with dolls and stuff, she would have me log into YouTube, and I have a whole history of little kids playing with their dolls, and she would watch them play with their dolls. I'm like, while she's playing with her doll in real life. I'm
It's
like,
interesting, right?
Yeah.
like,
There's something to say about that for sure. I just saw Evolved type in the chat. There we go. There's homeboy.
Yes.
He came to my show too.
Yeah.
With his father. I believe that I don't remember. I'm pretty sure that's the guy.
He's one of our founding members of our collectors club. So shout out to Evolve.
It's funny because like his father knew me from Web 2.
Really?
And it was just like coincidental. Yeah, I'm going to this show for this kid called Beast Guy because I hold beasts, and he's like, "Oh, I know that guy." So I got to meet him and his father, and it was totally rad.
Was it at this last one that I was at?
It was at the
That's
closing.
so cool.
It was at the closing.
Oh God damn it!
Yeah. You missed out, man.
now MetaBeast knows he's gonna go in the beginning and stay all the way to the end.
I mean, I recommend it. That's for sure. It's always a good time. I know Evolved had a good time. We all had a good time.
Evolve.
My
Get all those cheese.
Room, I was. It's all right.
We won't bring it up anymore.
It's all good, MetaBeast. All good.
No, this has been really cool. Great conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. This has been really. I'm gonna have to go check out your your YouTube channel on the Rouverse.
Definitely.
Check
I think that's more valuable to you and your viewers than my sinful, naked, awful, crazy, get a real job channel.
But I love seeing that art though, like just what you can
Thank
create
you.
someone's body. Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
incredible.
Yeah.
Great job.
Somebody wanted me in their X space tonight at like 6. I said, I'm sorry, I really have. I at 7 I have a podcast, but you might probably be interested in what this person does. And when I told them, I was absolutely right. Those two know her.
Hey, you want to come to my next show?
that was Presley. So
Elvis Presley, he's still alive.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
That's
in
so
the metaverse,
funny
possibly.
Elvis Presley too, because she was Elvis Presley-ish in Hanano's AI story. He told on Twitter, on X Space not too long ago, if you recall.
Was I there? Man.
Oh, maybe it was Landy's. Oh yeah, it was Landy's.
I think they put me in the story, but I was not necessarily participating. I was just a bystander in the space.
That's right. It was Landy's. Sorry.
That's how we met MetaBeast, is through AI storytelling. And we did it for
Awesome.
like 6 months with MetaBeast. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So another form of art. So
hell yeah.
But this has been a fun conversation, Roustan. Thank you so much for coming on. Any final words you want to ask the audience? Anything at all? Happy Friday 13th. Nobody died today, guys.
Don't run from me, or you will fall. Yeah, it's still Friday the 13th here in California, so watch out.
Oh yeah. Oh,
inspiring words, guys. Close it out, my friend.
Thank you for having me here with Roustan. I'm so glad you guys connected, and I mean, obviously, he's a great guest to have. So,
heck yeah,
amazing person. So, thank you, Roustan. I'm so pleased to have met you. I don't know if I can. Yeah, you need to stop. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Roustan, I'm going to let Dee kind of close out the show, but I really want to thank you for coming on. And I love some of the things and key points that you brought up today that was very relatable to me in terms of the art, the craft, just because my big problem, and I kind of told you this already, is I have so much in my head that I drive my wife nuts. It's like last night, a good example last night, before I released the video, I said, shit, I don't like the way it sounds. Before I had a Hans Zimmer noise, right? Like a Hans Zimmer sound to the.
Nice.
But this one sounds different. I wanted a Quentin Tarantino type of sound, and so I said, "Well, would it work, D?" And so I tried it, and I really liked it. If you notice, there's a Quentin Tarantino sound. So it was really nice to talk with you because it's really nice to talk to an artist that can relate with this issue that I have, where it's like I gotta spill it out, and if I don't, I'll drive my wife nuts.
Put it out there. Just put it out there. Go for it, right? See what happens. Failure is the best way to learn. So fail as much as you can.
I do it every day, but
awesome.
Thank you so much for this conversation, and you're always welcome to come back. We have a revolving door here. Appreciate you. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Oh, that shit. Is that today?
Sunday. It's Sunday. I didn't know it was this weekend. Oh.
That means I'm getting some chocolate. Here comes the chocolate.
Right, D. I was gonna ask that question. He loves chocolate just like my wife. She has to have chocolate every day, every hour.
I saw that. Yeah. I love chocolate. We're gonna have to send you some chocolate from Hawaii.
Oh, I also want
not
to
refuse.
I want to. I will send you the link. You don't have to say yes or no now, but if you want to come along on Tuesday with virtual destinations to Hyperfi, that would be awesome. But if you're busy, no biggie.
Yeah, I'll definitely try. I have family coming into town, but we'll see what. For 2 weeks they'll be in town, but we'll see where I'm at and if I'm available, and I'll definitely pop in if I
30-minute segment.
Future Burst is at 7, and virtual destinations is supposed to be about 8.
Cool.
A little bit, yeah.
Right. Awesome.
We can go early for you if you're coming on early just to kind of like squeeze time with him. We can work around that schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we can stream into Decentraland, guys. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Stoked about that.
We want to show what we're gonna give him, right?
Yeah. So real quick, guys, before you leave, Roustan, also for the audience for being so patient, tonight we're going to be giving away a Kid Arcade exclusive. And actually, so Roustan, Kid Arcade is in our community, and he's one of the artists that we collaborate all the time.
Rad.
So this is his art right here. It's called Von Doom.
That's Dr. Doom. Yeah, I see it.
Dr. Doom. So we're going to give away to one lucky person in the audience, this Dr. Doom, as well as this Wool Venom, which is a mixture between Wolverine and Venom. And this is all hand drawn. There's no AI whatsoever with any of his art. He does it himself.
Very good.
So first and second, and I think D has something for you as well.
Yeah. I can share my screen real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. And then we'll run these giveaways and we'll get out of here, guys.
So, are you guys seeing it? Oh,
right here. I had to add it to the stage.
Okay.
Is he getting a vacation to the beach?
Oh damn. That's dope. Is this your artwork, D?
Oh, did we lose you, D? Are you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
You froze
Can
for
you hear
a little
me?
bit. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
back.
I got stuck in the metaverse.
Cool.
This is also another Kid Arcade, and this is from his Velvet Neon collection.
That's very cool.
And these are like the older pieces he did that he doesn't. I mean, he's still doing stuff like this, but they're all on the on Drip right now. So all these that's on OpenSea, these are no longer being created. So and he's only made 25 of these. So you have one in your collection. I'll
Thank
send
you very
it over.
much. Honored.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Thank you. I mean, I would love to have given you an art from us, but we don't have it.
Can you guys see them?
Whoa.
Yeah.
But you have this.
So,
that's
D,
cool
blow it up,
So
make it bigger.
this is
I'm a sucker for Wonder Woman. My wife loves Batman.
Are you guys on Candy Digital?
So this is a representation of us as our family. This is our entire family. So that's
awesome.
me. And so if I don't wear this key hat, I'm wearing that other hat. That is a very iconic hat that I always wear. And it's also my headphones, right? So like I'm wearing my headphones.
Wait.
And Batman's my favorite.
What hat is that? I recognize that logo. That's a surf brand, isn't it?
Yeah, here, I'll bring it right here.
It's like a surf brand.
I think it's Billabong. Is it Billabong
Okay. Billabong,
or
right?
Yeah, Billabong. Hell yeah.
So,
I love
and
Billabong.
everyone knows me from that hat and these headphones. D's favorite superhero is Wonder Woman. So that is D right there is Wonder Woman. My daughter loves the character Punchline. So that is Punchline.
Awesome.
And so my son, when we
Superman.
were when he was 4 months old, we flipped through all the superheroes, and he really went off on Superman. And
I love Superman.
He's Superboy
We're obviously
right
a DC family.
I'm excited about the new Superman movie, but I'm big.
Yes.
Christopher Reeve is my guy, but I'm
Me
excited about the new
too.
movie.
Yes.
They're bringing back Heart.
Thank you, guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, of
Absolutely.
course.
Thank
so
you.
those two will be sent to you. Just send me. Well, yeah, we'll DM after
Cool.
on how to get this to you. But yeah, really appreciate you taking the time to come on and sharing about yourself and your work and just your experience. And yeah, really appreciate also the people watching. Thank you for taking the time to come and chill with us on Friday or Saturday, and just starting off the weekend on the right note. Just chilling and vibing, and enjoying each other's company. And yeah, happy Father's Day to all the dads and fathers out there, or any father figure out there. Thank you for taking care of us females and kids and males and stuff. But yeah, thank you, and happy Father's Day to everybody that's celebrating.
Let's go. And
Let's
with that
go.
being said, guys, good luck for the 2 art pieces from Kid Arcade. You have the Doom and the Wool Venom. This is for the Doom. Good luck, everybody. Let's see who's going to be the winner tonight. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in, and we appreciate everyone for coming out tonight. Richard, congratulations.
Richard.
These hands are for you, my friend. Congrats. Let's go.
Are they washed, Hinano?
I have
washed?
no idea.
Man.
We're going to keep it going. And for the last winner of the night for the Wool Venom, which is also a Kid Arcade Light Parade exclusive, let's see who's going to be the final winner of tonight. And thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. That is
Hey,
me.
you win!
I cannot win.
Yay! I'll send that
It's
to you,
rigged.
Hinano.
Yeah, yep, exactly. I hear it now. Rigged.
Always wanted one. All right. Mass murders.
Mass
Let's
murders.
go. Put the
Nice.
mask back on quick, Roustan. There you go. Congrats. All right.
Awesome.
That, guys, has been the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Aloha Friday. I hope everyone has a really awesome weekend, an awesome Father's Day weekend. And then we're going to catch you guys next week with a bunch of our regular scheduled programs. And thank you so much, guys. Take care and go on.
Bye.